Being poor is just a mindset. Poverty mentality is an attitude. It's a way of thinking that is said to perpetuate poverty because the focus is on what one doesn't have rather than what one does have. Thoughts and comments such as, "I can't afford this," and, "I'll never have enough money for that," may turn out to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not clear where this concept came from, but one of the earliest motivational speakers to discuss it was Zig Ziglar. Zig Ziglar noted that focusing on the concern about what is missing in one's life rather than focusing on what is there can lead to further poverty. Ziglar and others believe the ones who break out of poverty and really succeed are those who use what they do have, are grateful for what they do have, and most of all aren't jealous of what others have. Basically, it's an attitude of self-belief and empowerment rather than one of self-pity and jealousy that is thought to combat the destructive poverty mentality. Being positive and building on what you do have can lead to developing a positive, workable plan that can lead to all types of successes even if you don't believe the so-called poverty mentality exists. The ideas of thinking positively and believing in ourselves and our abilities often seem so cliché that many of us tend to ignore these concepts. Yet if we think about it, ignoring them may be quite self-destructive. If we don't want to live in poverty, no matter how much we may wish to be rich or richer, it isn't enough. We have to have a workable plan and an attitude that brings money our way rather than repels it and keeps others from wanting to help us. The first step in overcoming poverty mentality is becoming aware that we have it. We can rethink the statements we make about money and stop focusing on being poor. Rather than concentrating on what we don't have compared to others, we need to focus on what we do have, what our purpose is, and how we can positively get what we want. If so, it's holding you back from living a full and happy life. A poor mindset will stop you from reaching your full potential in your job and career. Who has a poor person mentality? The quitters, naysayers, and whiners. They're the negative Nancys and Debbie Downers of the world. They're the type of people who stopped learning as soon as their diploma hit their hands, or gave up before even trying. I'm not poor anymore, I'm just broke. Poor is a mindset that forces people to believe that they will never have money. Broke is a fleeting financial situation that means money will come one day, it's just not here today. When you've got a poverty mentality, your mindset is fixed on a solid belief that everything is hard to get, i.e., it's challenging to make money, get ahead in a career, make friends, and so on. Everything in life is a struggle or an uphill battle. But guess what? You can change your mindset. You are in control, and with know-how and practice, you can re-engineer how you think. With a mindset driven by fear, there can be no comfort or contentment in your life, which is no way to live. Life is not a rehearsal, so there isn't a second to lose. It's hard to be happy with a positive mindset when there is a lot of negative news and headlines about global events like wars, shootings, and pessimistic economic outlook. However, you can choose to switch off from news sites. You want to spend your time reframing your poverty mindset, so you have thoughts of abundance and hope. Let's look at the traits of a poverty mindset and how to get out of poverty mentality. You will need to train yourself to think differently about life and what you really want from it. With a poverty mentality, you set yourself up to fail. Your decision-making is poor, so the outcomes are limiting. For example, fear will instill a lack of confidence, and your goals will be inadequate if you even set them. We are all conditioned and learn our behavior from people close to us. We are very impressionable when we are young and believe what we know from our family, educators, and friends. Over time, we form our own opinions and seek input from more comprehensive sources, including the workplace, social and sporting activities, and other cultures when we travel abroad. A poverty mentality is also commonly found in people who have experienced poverty in childhood. We know it is a barrier to enjoying happiness and financial security, but fear stops us from reaching out to learn new behavior. Abundance mindset. Being consciously aware that you need to change how you think is the starting point, so well done. Now you can take steps to turn your negative thoughts around. So you can set far-reaching yet achievable goals, have confidence in your decision-making, and enjoy life. To form a new habit, you need to give yourself time, anything from 18 days to a few months. On average, you'll need a couple of months of daily practice to make your new habit second nature to you. When you start out, you'll be consciously aware you're thinking differently about money and success, and then, in time, the habit will be formed insofar as you'll be unconsciously aware you're thinking and acting in a new way. An abundance mindset believes there's plenty of everything for everyone and lots of time to get it. We are what we believe. Therefore, when we know we are full of energy, love, inspiration, and desire, no one can say otherwise. Self-belief in our abilities to make money, invest wisely, and empower and support others overrides everything. This is where you need to get in your mindset to have an abundance mentality. Learn from people who have the mindset you want. Mix in the same social circles with like-minded people. Read books, quotes, watch videos, and continue to seek out reaffirming input that keeps you on the right path. Remember, we don't plan to fail. We fail to plan. Avoid lapses. Once you have gotten your abundance mindset, ongoing challenges in life will pull you back to your old way of thinking. Acknowledge yourself every time fear creeps in and attempts to sway your positive attitude. Stop negative thoughts immediately and reframe them with your abundance mindset. Poverty mindset at work. Let's now look at how you can quash your poor mentality in your job, business, and career. Many people believe that they have to work hard to achieve success. But there are other ways to succeed without working too hard. The idea that we need to work hard for our success is deeply ingrained in many cultures. It's also reinforced by the media, which often portrays successful people as having worked long hours and sacrificed much of their free time. Overcome the poverty mindset at work. To get beyond your poor mindset, start believing that not everyone has to work hard to succeed. Second, apply it to you. Think about how you've been able to achieve despite facing challenges. Third, consider what you might do differently next time. Finally, make sure you're doing something positive every day. Be willing to take risks. You don't have to work hard to succeed. Sometimes, you just have to take risks. In fact, taking risks is one of the keys to achieving success. Don't compare yourself to others. There are so many different paths to success. And while some people will tell you that you should strive to be like them, others will say that you shouldn't compare yourself to anyone else. Instead, focus on what you have control over. Focus on the future. If you're focused on the past, you'll never move forward. You need to think about the future. What do you want to accomplish? How can you make things better? Final thoughts. In today's world, poverty is not only an economic issue but also a psychological one. It affects people's mindset and behavior. To overcome your poverty mentality, take every opportunity to learn new skills and develop new habits. Set yourself up to succeed by taking risks, learning from mistakes, and thinking positively. There is a saying, you get what you ask for what you want all the time. Spend a few minutes daily asking yourself what you want in your life and career. Plus, focus on the future. What is to come, not what has happened. Leave that behind you. Hyperconsumption. People with a poor person mentality are the type who live paycheck to paycheck. They never invest their money, they rarely save their money, and will often resort to paying for things with credit. Not that using credit cards is bad, but there's a place and time for that. Buying the latest iPhone isn't a valid reason, especially when you have a fully functional phone, debt under your belt, and other more pressing matters. The poor person mentality is all about spending money. They must have the latest car, the shiniest watch, and the coolest sneakers. Obviously, none of these are needs. In contrast, those who are focused on building and accumulating wealth don't spend exorbitant amounts of money. They don't mind shopping at department stores, driving used vehicles, and hunting deals. Their main goal is acquiring wealth, not appearing wealthy. So if your friend shows up to your house in a glimmering new BMW and says, "I had to ball out," whine a mean? There's a good chance your friend has the poor person mentality. Like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel.